Hi everybody, Miles here, the golf professional at Southwick Park Golf Club. Just lately, and more so than seemingly normal, people have come to me for help in getting out of bunkers. And I think in that tiny section is, let's get out the bunker. Just in one shot, onto the green. You're gonna have to work on getting close to the pin, distance control, all that sort of stuff. But let's initially always have the confidence to get out in one hit. And I'm gonna give you a few little tips and a few things where people are definitely going wrong. So let's hit a couple of let's hit the going wrong things first. So one very common thing I see quite a lot is ball position mistakes. People know what they're trying to achieve. They know they've got to hit the sand and not the ball, and they've moved that ball position back way too far. So you get a lot of shaft lean. The club wants to dig in very steeply, and they're the ones where you quite often take too much sand and don't get out. So we know that we need to hit maybe 2 or 3 inches before the ball, and that really means we need to move the ball position up nearer our left foot, creating that space where we can hit the sand. Just in terms of club selection as well, don't go with anything less than your sand iron, or anything less than 54 degrees, let's say. So you've got between 54 and 60 to make your bunker club choice. And then bear in mind, you must have some bounce, ideally, to help you. That bounce part is the bit literally that's going to bounce underneath the ball. The sand is your friend in getting out of a bunker, and that will help you. So choose the right club. I've got my 58. I'm here on the 13th with quite a high lip to this bunker. I'm elevation. So let's go with some help to start off with. So also pushing the ball forward slightly will give me more loft. Obviously, the further back I go and the more my shaft is leant forward, the less loft I've got. So they're those digging ones that can quite often go straight into the face. Now, what you do see a lot in the mistakes people make quite often initially is deceleration. So you might have a nice length of backswing and then very decelerated follow through. So that's a real problem. You must learn that you have to accelerate through, and that will mean your hands are always coming through past your body. If you find you've played a bunker shot and your hands are still down here and the club's sort of got to about here, that won't have anywhere near the acceleration required. So let's do one thing first, right? You have to learn to be able to hit the sand before the ball. So you want to be able to come into a bunker and confidently throw some sand forward every time, and try and get the feeling that you're pushing that sand towards the hole, because that'll help you in that feeling of I'm pushing sand through. Once you can do that a few times, then see if you can do it one-handed, left hand. Hinge, hold, hinge, hold, and always accelerating through. So that's one thing that will really help you. Now, like in a lot of bunkers, you get these golf courses in a beautiful ideal world of golf heaven would be exactly the same every single time you came into a bunker. The reality is that the bunkers are going to be made at different times, topped up with sand at different times, regenerated, reconstructed, so they will be different, and you need to learn that how much sand to take. So obviously in this bunker, which is nice, there's plenty of sand in this bunker, I'm going to take out a section of sand before and after the ball. You've probably heard all the analogies, a 20-pound no, you know, all that sort of stuff. But that's the first thing you've got to learn. So let's just go with a bit of technique. I'm going to point my club slightly open because I need a little bit of height on this shot. And then I'm going to address it. So I'm slightly open with my feet. That means facing left a little bit. And I'm just going to do what I just said to you, that simple thing of trying to throw some sand forward. And I'm trying to sort of half take the ball out of the equation. And out she'll come. Okay, so that's one of those first things you've got to learn. You're going to have to judge the amount of sand. You're going to have acceleration, and you'll always have to commit to these shots. There's no point half hitting them. Right, let's go through a couple of little mini mistakes again. The urge to sort of want to lean back and help that club upwards will always give you that type of whack into the face type shot. So let's go on good technique again. Slightly open, club at the target, weight on my left foot. Now that weight on my left foot will help me start to hit down on the ball, which we need to do. I need to use my bounce, remember. I've got to use this radius part of the sole to try and help this ball up. So that's my hinge and hold again. and they will just continue to come out of the bunker. I can confidently do that all the time. Now let me show you something. Take a ball here. I hope you can see where you are. I do this to a lot of people during a bunker lesson because you know, it's way more about. So I've completely buried that. You can't see the ball at all. I can't see it. I know roughly where it is. As long as I commit to this shot, it still will come out. So into position, ball forward, hinge and hold, and out she comes. Now, if I do that each time, I will get the ball out, and it's a good little thing for you all to try, to bury that ball and see if you can have the commitment to accelerate through it and send it out the bunker. So if you're still getting stuck, come and see me, but try that thing of just throwing some sand forward. Once you get the hang of doing that, then that's the start to getting out of a bunker first time every time. See you all next week.
So you can see it, this swing here, the position here, back in position.